Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to another Leal Legacy Vloggentary ride-along. This episode, we're going to ride what some call the wildest ride in the wilderness. Big Thunder Mountain at the Magic Kingdom in Disney World. This was from our trip back in May of 2021. And, yeah, I mean, it's always a blast. Always a blast. Arguably, the second best, in my experience, of the Big Thunder Mountains. The first being Disneyland. Now, it's kind of a far and away first place too, the one in Disneyland. There are just added scenes and effects, and I think the one at Disneyland might go a little bit faster as well, but I could also be making that up, so I don't know. I just know I prefer the one at Disneyland, but that's not to say the one at Disney World isn't fun, because it is. It's a blast. And that wasn't a play on words, because, you know, explosives. You know what I mean? Look, see, there's a sign right there. Although, it is pretty punny. Now, the queue is more elaborate than the one in Disneyland. I will give it that. The scenery around the ride, I think, is a little more built up at the Magic Kingdom, in my opinion. But that's just kind of like a Magic Kingdom thing. The Magic Kingdom rides have just the coolest queues, and if you know anything about me, you know I like a good queue.
It's the recording.
The queue in Disneyland, being in Southern California, you know, it's outside, out in the open, because the weather's always perfect. So there's less to it, in a way. It's just kind of standing outside. I mean, the scenery of the Wild West is definitely around, but these indoor queues at the Magic Kingdom, I feel like they do so much more with them, because it rains in Central Florida all the time, so you have to have the queues indoors. And if you're going to put something indoors, jazz it up. This is the guy. This is the guy that says it. He thinks it's the wildest ride in the wilderness. I was wearing a hat. I love hearing Bane say that. Here we go. Ooh, spooky. Bats! I said it simultaneously with the me from the past in the video. Bats! Now see, this is very aesthetically pleasing. Definitely takes you to, you know, another place, as all the Disney rides do very well. I don't want my favoritism, is that the right word, for the Disneyland Big Thunder Mountain to take away from this, because this is a blast too. It's a must ride every time at the park. Ooh, that was pretty fun. I wonder, do you think they timed that perfectly to have a train go across the top as you go under it? Is that strategically laid out that way, or is it just fun happenstance? I'll have to pay attention next time. I won't remember to pay attention next time. But right now I say it. I will. Look at this. I mean, not to brag, but a fairly stunning shot. You get the castle in the background there. I was proud of this, if you can't tell. We sat in the front, clearly, as you can see. We're right behind the, you know, engine car. Is that what that would be called? The front car? The engine car? I don't know. But if I have a recommendation, it's don't sit in the very front if you want to have a more exciting ride. because it definitely makes a difference between the front and the back. The back is much more exciting because the front of the train gets down, has to get, so, okay, what I'm trying to say is the back of the train has to get to the top of the incline going up before the train can really speed down whatever, hill or drop or slope or whatnot. See, look how slow it went down to that little dip. If you were in the back of the train, that would have been way more exciting. So, just a heads up. If you're riding with little kids for the first time, the front is probably your best bet. Ease them into the excitement. But if you're hanging out with a bunch of thrill seekers, the further back, I say the better. And there we are. That dinosaur skeleton, they got one on both Thunder Mountains that I've been on. I think there's a big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland Paris as well. I don't know anything. I haven't experienced that one yet. But I look forward to doing it one day. Quick, straightforward, to the point. Big Thunder Mountain, It's a must. Every time. Every trip to the park. It's an absolute must. You know what else is an absolute must? Learning everything you didn't know you wanted to know about Big Thunder Mountain on my podcast, Leal Legacy's Ragnarok. Go check out the Ragnarok list at leallegacy.com and dig up the Big Thunder Mountain retrospective podcast. And until then, thanks for being a friend and telling a friend. Later.